just tired. I'm crunching. I'm crunching at work. The energy is depleting faster than usual. I'm stressed about certain stuff. I don't want to get too much into it, but I'm stressed about other outside factors, life factors. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. We'll see how this next couple of months go. Thanks, appreciate it. Hope you're having a great day as well. Live viewers, VOD watchers of all kinds. Let's see. I didn't stream last night. I hung out with friends in real life, and I didn't get home too late. But by the time I did, I was just like feeling extremely lazy and kind of like just wanted to chill and watch random shit. So that's what I did instead of stream last night. So before that, then Sunday was what? That was Starfield. Saturday was Umineko. So almost, we got like an Umineko sandwich streams. Here, I haven't been hitting play. That's on me. That's on me. Pulled up the page to start it, and then I wasn't doing the thing that I'm supposed to do. Okay, I don't know how the rest of this chapter is supposed to go because it seems as if the good guys lost. The metaphorical good guys. I guess an argument could be made that no one is a good guy in the Umineko story, but I don't have the time to get into the whole philosophy of that all. I think we're on pace to finish episode 5 this week. Oh wait, you're asking me as a question? I don't know. How much left is there of episode 5? We better. Oh, you know what? The true answer is I don't know how much left is in episode 5, but we better finish because I need to stay on pace for finishing an episode a month if we're going to finish it by the end of the year. So we're gonna quickly find out if it doesn't end tonight, and then I guess Saturday. Do I have to? The real question will be: do I have to pull an emergency Umineko like Wednesday or Friday night stream? That would be crazy. That would be crazy. Okay, so I don't know what's gonna happen remainder of this because it seems as if the witches won, the non-witches lost, people got decimated. Natsuhi especially got decimated. Let's see. I just remember the last thing that was really talked about Natsuhi was that she was essentially being accused of sleeping with Kinzo, but it's almost like a blur of how this was that happened, and I think it was supposed to happen kind of quickly in the story, but I think that was more to just kind of force and embarrass Natsuhi and force her into a bad position. But yeah, that was kind of a crazy thing that happened. A crazy thing that happened in Umineko. You had to go back and watch the VOD of Umineko. I think like the first around 2 hours was there. Did you experience anything important where you're like, damn, I should have seen those 2 hours live? As long as we get to the tea party day, it should be fine. Yeah, they wanted Natsui, exactly. They wanted to make Natsui said that. So by saying such an outlandish claim, such as, Natsui, you were sleeping with Kinzo, right? Trying to force her into the bad position of course she could deny that by saying, well, he doesn't exist, so I couldn't sleep with him if he doesn't, if he's not around, alive. But obviously she, you know, that whole Kenzo situation. So that was crazy. And I mean, that's pretty much it. It was a long, I was calling it very much like a trial in Danganronpa, or more accurately. Excuse me. Sorry to sneeze on there. It was more close to like a Phoenix Wright trial than like a Danganronpa trial, in my opinion. But a long spiraling. It surprised me. I was working up on I had to get the archive in line to be published to YouTube soon, and I was like, damn, I really did that for more than 6 hours. Crazy. Battler got run through with a sword. Oh yeah, there was that image, a CG of like a sword piercing him from the heavens or something. There's that. At least that's what it looked like to me. So not entirely sure what's happening now. Do we just have a post-mortem? A post-mortem section? What is this? Why is my... This might not be a great thing to admit on stream, but... There's like something gross on my mouse. What the hell is this? One moment. I must attend to this, or else it'll bother me. How am I gonna go about this? Okay, I think that's better. I swear I don't have gross hands. Dude, I was hanging out with, I mentioned, I think probably before I hit the record button, but on stream here, but yesterday I was hanging out with friends, just catching up about random stuff, and we were talking about another friend that we have. And it was revealed to me that this other friend that we have, a fact I didn't know about him, and I'm not gonna name any names, just on the off chance. I don't wanna, you know. It's funny, I'm telling a story when I said that we really need to finish Umineko this week. It was revealed to me that this friend, apparently his hands, talking about gross hands with things, is that his hands somehow secrete an almost like corrosive acid-like substance, apparently is how it was billed to me. If that sounds ridiculous, I also thought this was ridiculous. But I was told that whenever he I think that we started because we were talking about like phones and like our phones without any, like, I don't carry a case on my phone, like the bare phone. I was like, yeah, I haven't used a case for my phone in like years. And then my friend said, well, yeah, this other guy we know, friend X, he also doesn't carry or use a phone case, but like you can tell that on like the sides of his phone, like just how he holds it and stuff, like you can see like not just like sticky hands like someone would have, but he says like it was like it actually like withers away the metal parts. And also this friend that we have, he's a vapor, like he vapes, and you can see that it like actually like breaks away like the metal like properties on his like vape and shit. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And he's like, no, it's a real thing. And I'm like, what does that, how? Like, he needs to be studied. He needs to be put into a lab and studied. Look at his hand glands. Look at his skin and what it is secreting, because he must have some kind of acid. He can produce acid out of his hands. He is a mutant, or he's like, I don't know, a poison type Pokemon or something. But I did not quite understand. It shocked me this day. We're almost a full 24 hours from me like learning this information, and I'm still like, what the hell is going on? And I kind of want to ask him about it, but I don't know how to really approach that subject, you know? It's very strange. Very strange. I felt like I should share this. pure corrosive hands. And it's not like he's, you know, you would think like someone with those kinds of properties is like he's gross. Like, I don't know, you would maybe assume like an unshowered or unkept person or something like that. But that's not really the case for him. I wouldn't necessarily label him as such. Hey, I heard your hands can dissolve people. I don't know. It's kind of scary. Like, I want to know. What is it? You've got to have, like... it's strange. It's strange. It's strange. Maybe someday I'll have an update to the story and I'll get to the bottom of this and actually have the courage to ask him. Like, it was told to me secondhand. I don't know if I'm supposed to then... Hey, a mutual friend of ours told me this thing about you. I don't know if that's a good thing to do. After being forced into a marriage she hadn't wanted, Natsui developed a grudge against the Ishimiya family and was filled with a desire for revenge. From the trial synopsis, page 3. What? What do you mean from the trial synopsis? Can't just introduce a new thing like this. Natsui, also hoping to take revenge for the financial submission her parents' family had been forced into by the Ishimiyas, schemed to capture the Ishimiya family's wealth. From the trial synopsis, page 4. Knowing that the wealth of the Ishimiya family was in practical terms under Kinzo's personal control, she initiated sexual relations to curry favor with him and managed to ensnare him. Damn, does that mean that's the official records? From the trial synopsis, page 7. From the Bernstein docs, page 682. Damn, Natsui done so dirty. To curry favor with Kinzo, Natsui repeatedly imitated Beatrice, the witch of Kinzo's delusions, and engaged in sexual acts. Oh, we're really just diving right back into this whole thing, aren't we? Kinzo saw his long-lost mistress in Natsui and was easily ensnared. Furthermore, by chance, she was sometimes witnessed in this guise by the servants. This became part of the foundation for the legend of the witch. From the trial synopsis, page 8. From presented evidence, number 17. From the Bernstein docs, page 802. So many pages in those. However, late at night on October 4th, 1986, Ishimiya Battler discovered the hidden gold. The relatives were in an uproar and decided that Battler should succeed the headship, so Natsui planned the crime. She murdered the children in the so-called cousin room and tried to frame Battler for the crime. Furthermore, wait, let me read that again. However, late at night, the relatives were in an uproar and decided that Battler should succeed the headship, so Natsui planned. Okay. Fine. Furthermore, Kenji was murdered for opposing the scheme. Later on, Hideyoshi was also murdered. From this point on, she displayed the strong intent to indiscriminately murder all those involved. From the trial synopsis, page 27. From supplemental materials B, page 61. From the Bernstein docs, page 1103. The following outlines the details of the crime. Midnight, October 4th, 1986. Natsui decided to commit the crime. She asked Genji to assist her, but was refused, so she murdered him. She then murdered her husband Kraus in his own room. From the trial synopsis, page 40. From supplemental materials S, page 8. From the Bernstein docs, page 1105. From GC Internal Docs, General Affairs A09, number 9974. Okay. Afterwards, she went to the so-called cousin room on the second floor of the guest house, waited for Rosa to join the rest, and killed George, Jessica, Maria, and Rosa. She damaged the necks of those corpses. Afterwards, because there were people in the lounge on the first floor, she waited in an empty room on the second floor. She hid in this empty room until the people in the lounge dispersed and went to bed. From the trial synopsis, page 41. From supplemental materials S, page 10. From the Bernstein docs, page 1131. From GC Internal Docs, General Affairs A09, number 9974. I will continue to keep reading those. The people in the lounge dispersed just after 3 a.m. The people in the lounge dispersed just after 3. Oh, Natsui left the empty room and escaped from the guest house. She returned to her personal room, where she met up with Kinzo, who had been hiding there. She stayed there until morning. Kinzo left the room early next morning and concealed himself somewhere near the guest house. From the trial synopsis, page 41. From Supplemental Materials S, page 29. For the Bernkastel Docs, page 1200. From GC Internal Docs, General Affairs A09, number 9974. Afterwards, Kinzo saw his chance. He carried off the corpses of the 6 victims one by one, hiding them. Unfortunately, these hidden corpses have not been found. From the trial synopsis, page 42. Supplemental Materials S, page 37. From GC Internal Docs, General Affairs A09, number 9974. Natsui, who had failed in her scheme to cast suspicion on Battler, changed her plan to include the murder of all present. From the trial synopsis, page 58. From Supplemental Materials T, page 19. From the Bernkastel Docs, page 1348. From GC Internal Docs, General Affairs A09, number 9974. Predicting that one of those present would eventually want to take a rest in a private room, Natsui concealed herself inside a closet in one of the guest rooms. At about 1 p.m., she murdered Hideyoshi after he entered that room. From the trial synopsis, page 61, Supplemental Materials T, page 26, GC Internal Docs, General Affairs A09, 9974. From the time the others became aware of the incident to the time that they carried Hideyoshi's corpse out, Natsui once again concealed herself in the closet. Furthermore, as proof of this, a button from Natsui's clothes was found in the closet. Afterwards, she left the closet and tried to return to her room. However, Furuto Erika found and questioned her first, and she confessed to the crime. From the trial synopsis, page 63. From Supplemental Materials T, page 32. From Presented Evidence, number 26. From the Bernkastel Docs, page 1348. From the Lambda Delta Docs, line 7. From GC Internal Docs, General Affairs A09, number 9974. From GC Internal Docs, first subsection U99, number 0107. From GC Official Notice, number 0172. Yeah. Unsurprised. Unsurprised Lambda Delta probably keeps it a lot more concise. From GC Official Notice, number 017-24434. GC Official Notice, number 0172-4434. Due to the result of illusion trial number 0147-007982, midnight October 5th, 1986, we announce that the following has been determined. That Ishimiya Natsui did admit to her crime. For 13 months following this announcement, related docs may be perused at the Great Court Legal Office's Document Management Center, first subsection. Great Court Deputy Chief, Head Inquisitor of Heresy, Delano A. Knox. And so the record shall state. Then let's all assume that I did it, okay? That's what you want me to say, right? As though she'd given up and decided that it'd be useless to try and talk her way out of this any longer, and Natsui screamed that way. Wait, scream that way. Out. Scream that out. Why am I adding the word way? And Natsui screamed that out. It was a sad incident. I wanted to believe that, despite the pitiable circumstances that led to her marriage into the Yoshimiya family, so he just might have been able to grasp a sliver of happiness together with Uncle Kraus and Jessica. However, by Natsui's own doing, Uncle Kraus, and even her beloved daughter Jessica, had been heartlessly killed. It was even harder to believe that grandfather had been an accomplice and hid the corpses. However, judging by the clear testimony given by several people who knew him, grandfather's mental state for those last few years has been far from what anyone would consider normal. Perhaps possessed by mad devotion to the mistress he had lost long ago, grandfather might truly have believed that Aunt Natsui was a reincarnation of Beatrice. Where is grandfather now? Like Erika had theorized, did he really believe that he could revive Beatrice by carrying out murders following the epitaph? Succumbing to Natsui's cajolery? Right now, is he holding some kind of disturbing ceremony with the bodies he carried away? Are you
族ですか。
Satisfied now?
私に
This
こう言わせたかったんでしょう。
is what you wanted to make me say, right? Aunt Natsui sobbed as she spoke.
これが
This is
あなたの復讐なんでしょう。
your revenge, isn't it?
19年前の男。
You, the man from 19 years ago. Oh, she's blaming the mystery man, who may or may not exist. Rough. This man from 19 years ago that Aunt Natsui kept mentioning was supposedly someone who had caught her in some sort of trap. However, she had only mentioned that this man from 19 years ago existed, and she most certainly hadn't tried to explain what had happened 19 years ago.
きっとこの中にあの男の手先が混じっているはずです。
I'm sure that man's underling is one among us here.
あの男はあなたたちの誰かを通じて今のこの私を嘲笑っているでしょう。
I'm sure that right now, that man is ridiculing me through one of you.
なら伝えなさい。
Then tell me,
これで気は晴れましたか。
are you happy now?
19年間あなたを災んだ痛みと苦しみは少しは言えましたか。
Has a bit of that pain and suffering you'd endured for 19 years gone away?
ようやく私は分かりました。
I finally understand.
私をここまで追い詰めたのはそれを認めさせたかったからですね。
The reason you've cornered me so far is because you wanted to make me acknowledge that, right?
夏日さん、
Natsui-san?
私たち以外に部外者は一切存在しません。
Other than us, there's absolutely no one here.
意もしない人物がさも存在するように振る舞うなんて、往生際の悪い芝居はやめてください。
Please stop this insanely desperate charade. I almost said charade. Charade. And quit pretending that someone who doesn't exist actually does. Erica laughed mockingly, but as Aunt Natsui looked at us... No, as she looked at some being behind us, she hung her head and shook. Then she confessed to her sin.
私は殺人を犯しました。
I committed murder.
やっと直接的な言葉で罪を認めましたね。
So, you finally acknowledge your crime directly.
いいえ、
No,
昨日今日の事件のことではありません。
this is not about what has happened today and yesterday.
19年前の殺人について告白します。
Oh, look at this! Look at what not she's doing it. She's finally saying fuck it to the phone man who was holding her hostage via a phone. She finally sees that she has no other option. I'll confess to a murder that occurred 19 years ago. The adults all whispered together, wondering what this was about, because they had never heard about a murder case 19 years ago.
今から19年前、
19 years ago,
私は罪を犯しました。
I committed a sin.
許せなかったのです。
I couldn't forgive it.
その赤ん坊が
That baby.
赤ん坊？
Baby?
今さら何の話ですか？
Now, what are you talking about?
19年前のあの日、
On that day 19 years ago?
私はお父様より一人の赤ん坊を託されました。
Father entrusted me with a baby.
いつまでも後継ぎを見守ることのできない私に、ならば養子を迎えよとお父様がおっしゃり、
Since I still couldn't bear a successor on my own, father told me to adopt a child.
施設から連れてきたという一人の赤ん坊を私に抱かせたのです。
And he made me hold a baby that he said had been brought here from an orphanage.
それが私にどれほど女としての屈辱を与えたか想像がつきますか？
Do you have any idea how humiliating that was to me as a woman? I brought this up before. Hearing stories, fictional or not, about women having difficulties having children, and the pain that causes and the stress really gets to me, makes me upset. With a mix of conflicting emotions of anger, sadness, regret, and possibly defiance, and Natsui confessed her humiliation as a woman when she was no longer expected to bear a child, and also the indescribably unpleasant feeling of being made to hold an unfamiliar baby caused her great sadness and rage, and before very many nights passed, it ate a hole into her heart.
そして私は心を悪魔に売り渡したのです。
And then, I sold my soul to demons.
赤ん坊を抱かせたシオニと共にバラ庭園から船着き場の方へ散歩に行った時でした。
It happened when I went on a walk through the rose garden to the harbor, along with a servant holding the baby.
私は一人になりたかったのですが、
I wanted to be alone.
赤ん坊を連れたその使用人の女は律儀に私の後について回りました。
But that female servant holding the baby faithfully followed me everywhere.
一人にしてくれとさえ言い出せず、だから赤ん坊の泣き声から逃れられず、
I was unable even to tell her to stop following me, and therefore unable to escape from the child's crying.
その日より19年間、
That day,
私を苛む長き頭痛の日々の始まりにうめいていました。
marked the beginning of 19 long, headache-filled years.
そして昨夜崖を望む
Then, we faced the cliff from across the fence.
遥か眼下の岩浜に
If by taking that baby,
この赤ん坊を放り捨てることで
and throwing it down onto the rocky beach far below me,
全てなかったことにできれば、
I could undo it all.
そんな悪魔の誘惑を私は確かに聞きました。
I really did listen to that demon's temptation.
そしてそれが本当にできたらどれほど素晴らしいかと。
Then, for the smallest of moments, I thought of how wonderful it would be if I really could do that.
その誘惑にほんの一瞬耳を傾けてしまったのです。
And lend ear to that temptation.
その時
At that time,
赤ん坊を抱いた使用人が大きな石を踏んで足をくじきよるめいた。
the servant holding the baby stepped on a large rock, twisted her ankle, and staggered.
そして粗末な柵に寄りかかり、その時柵が大きくきしんだ気がした。
She leaned against the rough fence, and at that time I thought I heard the fence creak loudly.
私は危ないと言いながら肩を掴もうとしました。
I told her to look out and tried to grab her shoulder.
いえ、
No,
そんな曖昧な言い方はしません。
I shouldn't be so vague.
懺悔します。
I'll repent.
告白します。
I'll confess.
私はあの時確かに危ないと言いながら
At that moment, I'm sure that, as I told her to look out,
その使用人の肩を
with both hands,
両手で
I reached for that servant's shoulder,
どんと
and with a thud,
押し飛ばしたのです。
pushed her away hard. Oh, God!
粗末な柵は根元から折れ、
The rough fence snapped from the base,
使用人と
and the servant,
その手に抱かれた赤ん坊と一緒に
along with the baby held in her arms,
ガンガン岩浜へ転落していきました。
fell down towards the rocky beach below.
その瞬間のこと、
Even though
鮮明に覚えているのに、
I remember that moment vividly,
なぜか曖昧で、
for some reason I recall a vague,
とても不思議な気持ちだったので覚えています。
and very strange feeling.
転落したというよ
It almost felt as though instead of falling,
り、まるで何もない宙に二人が音もなく飲み込まれて消えたようにさえ感じたのです。
the two of them were silently swallowed up into an empty space.
だから私は二人が岩浜に落下した音さえ聞いています。
So I didn't even hear the sound of them crashing to the rocky beach.
いえ、きっと聞いているのです。
No, I'm sure I heard it,
でも消えたと思い込みたかったか
but because I wanted to think that they disappeared,
ら、その聞いた音をきっと記憶から消し去ってしまったのです。
I must have erased that sound from my memory.
それから
And then
私は一瞬これが夢だと信じました。
for an instant, I thought it was a dream.
あの高さですから、ちょっと身を乗り出したくらいでは眼下の二人は見えません。
It was high enough that I couldn't see the two of them below me just by leaning over.
だから二人が落ちたことさえ、ほんの数秒前のことさえ現実のことなのかわからなくて、
So I didn't know whether their fall or the few seconds before that had actually happened or not.
きっと私はここから赤ん坊が落ちればいいのにと願いすぎて、
I must have been wishing so strongly that the child would fall
白チュームを見てしまったに違いない。
that I just had a daydream.
そう自らに思い込ませ、足早にバラ庭園に戻り、
Trying to make myself believe this, I hurried back to the rose garden.
赤ん坊は使用人に任せ、私は一人ここで休んでいたことにしました。
Then, I decided to let the servant take care of the baby, choosing to take a rest alone in the garden.
そして
Then,
お父様に赤ん坊はどうしたのかと問われ、
Father asked what had happened to the baby.
任せた使用人の姿が見えないと
And an uproar began over the disappearance of the servant,
騒ぎになって、
who had been in charge of it. Eventually, the broken fence was discovered, and two corpses were found at the bottom of the cliff. The child had apparently been here for reasons that couldn't become known, so its existence was hushed up. And the official story was that the servant had an accident on her own and died.
そう、
That's right.
私は一度に二人もの罪なき命を奪ったのです。
I stole away two innocent lives in one go.
気の毒な使用人については遺族に十分なねぎらいをしました。
As for the poor servant, her family was graciously compensated.
真相を知らない老いた夫は不幸な事故を嘆きつつもそれに納得してくれました。
Her aged husband, who didn't know the truth, accepted this, even though he grieved over the unfortunate accident. I mean, I hate to interrupt this, but like, so is her saying and admitting to all this? Obviously, I would assume it's due to some kind of like she's being overwhelmed with all these feelings and everything, and so she's just like, I'm just gotta come clean about this thing because she's, oh, you know, her claim is that she's being framed for what's happening tonight by the baby from 19 years ago, is I assume what she's still trying to get to. But does she hope that this is still gonna clear the current events happening from her? Like, does she really think, like... Well, I know that she thinks this is a trap. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, okay, she's overwhelmed and she talks about this and she's like, well, I feel like I'm being framed from the situation, from this thing 19 years ago. But, like, does she really think this is gonna, like, change everyone's minds? That's what I, like, that's the part where I'm like,
そしてほんの数年前老衰で亡くなった私は墓前で真相を告白し謝罪しました
Then, just a few years ago, he died of old age. I confessed the truth over his grave, apologizing.
しかし私は今日まで
But until this day,
あの赤ん坊に謝罪したことはありません
I've never apologized to that baby.
そう
Yes,
それがあなたの目的でしょう
that's what you're after, isn't it?
だから私は今ここで罪を告白します
So right here, right now, I'll confess to my crime.
後ろ宮夏日は
I, Ishiromiya Natsui,
19年前にあなたを
did 19 years ago
崖から突き落として
push you off a cliff
殺そうとしました
and try to kill you. But
あなたは死んでいなかったのですね
you didn't die, did you?
こうして生きていた
You're still alive.
それでも私を母さんと呼び
And you still call me mother.
この島へ帰ってきて
You came to this island
こうして復讐をされたのですね
and took your revenge on me, didn't you?
あなたはこの19年間
For these 19 years,
母と呼ぶはずだった私に突き落とされたことを知って
you knew that the one you should have called your mother pushed you off of a cliff.
どれほどの憎悪の人生を送ったのでしょうね
And you must have lived a very hate-filled life.
そしてあなたは私があなたを突き落としてから得た
And now, you've taken everything I've gained since pushing you off that cliff. And that's kind of what I'm leading to. Is that, like, okay, so maybe so I agree that she is saying and she is maybe trying to be like, all right, I am admitting to this thing that happened many years ago, and hopefully by doing this, it gets me, like, it's a weight off my shoulders. Or, you know, she talks about, oh, it's been a 19-year-long headache type thing. So clearly this has been, like, affecting her. But, like, at the end of the day, she confesses to this, and what, like, Erica's gonna be like, okay, great, you're weird back then too, but I still haven't changed my opinions of what happened to your, I would assume. So I don't know. So then you have to think, well, maybe she's just doing this. Maybe she doesn't think it's gonna actually sway public opinion, and she's just like, I'm just, yeah, that's what I was literally just about to say. Maybe she's not even trying to change. Like, she knows her time is up, basically. She's fucked with the current situation. So it's like the idea of, like, on your deathbed, you admit all the bad, I don't know, what do you do on your deathbed? You admit all the things you've done wrong or the regrets you have in life, kind of thing. Maybe a similar situation here. She's like, well, I'm fucked here. Maybe by just getting this thing off my chest, I'll feel better about everything, or slightly, I don't know. Maybe her headache will lift for a moment after saying all this. Or the rest of her family who isn't dead currently is going to look at her and be like, what the fuck? And now you've taken everything I've gained since pushing you off that cliff.
18年間の人生をこうして全て打ち壊しました
18 years of my life, and smash it all to pieces.
もう私には愛した夫も娘もいません。
I no longer have my beloved husband and daughter,
そして私には名誉もなく、
and I've lost even my honor.
こうして人殺し呼ばわりされて、
And it being called a murderer.
いえ、本当に人殺しですものね。
No, really I'm a murderer, aren't I?
ええ、そうです。
Yes, that's right.
あなたの目論見通り、
It all went according to your plans.
私は今や人殺しとみなされています。
I'm now regarded as a killer.
どうですか？
How's that?
復讐には
Is this enough?
これで十分ですか？
For your revenge?
夫と娘を殺され、
My husband and daughter have been killed.
人殺しの汚名を着せられ、不貞の汚名まで。
I've been made to look like a murderer, like an adulteress even.
こうして生き恥をかかされる私を見て、
After seeing me living in disgrace like this,
あなたは満足ですか？
are you satisfied?
さぞや満足でしょうね。
Yes, I'll bet you're quite satisfied.
私、家族、
Because my family,
名誉も
my honor,
すべて奪い去ったのですか？
everything has been stolen from me. Oh, oh, oh. Sorry. Ah, Natsui.
この後に及んでまだ濡れ衣だと言い張るんですか？
Fucking Erica just smiling through this. Shoosh. After all this, do you still claim that you were framed?
まったくあなたは本当に往生際の悪い。
Seriously, you just don't know when to give up.
聞こえていますか？19年前の呪われた赤ん坊。
Can you hear me? You? The cursed child from 19 years ago?
これで満足ですか？
Are you satisfied now?
あなたは私から全てを奪いました。
You've stolen everything from me now.
まだ何か足りないというのですか？
What else could you want? You know what would be? I don't know. I don't actually expect this to be what's about to happen here, but it would be. I will immediately turn off the stream if Furuto Erica goes, "What if I was that child?" And she like, obviously it was discussed that that person was like a boy, but like what if she like Scooby-Doo style like took off a mask, and it was like a full head prosthetic mask, and it was like that was the child from 19 years ago. That would be crazy. I would scream. That would be such an Umineko thing to happen though, where like some weird twist of events where it's like it would be crazy. I would scream. I honest to God, I'd probably scream. What else could you want, please?
私は
Just
許して。
forgive me.
ダメだな。
It's useless, isn't it? Huh?
バトラさん、
Battler-san,
何か言いました？
did you say something?
全然ダメだぜ。
It's all useless. But
バトラ君
Battler, Kun?
ああ、
Yeah,
ダメだな。
it's useless, isn't it?
全然ダメだぜ。
It's all useless. I don't know. There's like we got some drum bass kicking in. I don't like where this is heading. I don't like. What? No, you can't just end the chapter like that. What does he mean? Kinzo died before the game started. Died on the first Twilight, of course. Natsui alive at the time of the game's suspension. Died on the first Twilight. I'm looking for anything interesting. Alive at the time of the game's suspension. It was Eva, yes. Died on the second Twilight, of course. George on the first. Rudolph alive. Alive at, yes. Okay, yeah. Kyrie alive, yes. Rosa died on the first Twilight, yes. Maria, first Twilight, of course. Nanjo, yes, alive. Genji died on first. Shannon, alive. Cannon, alive. I'm scared. Goda, alive. Chio, Kumasawa, alive. Virgilia. Renove. Gertrude. All these characters we don't care about. We've established we don't care about them. Cornelia, Lucifer. Oh, we have to go through all the slutty sisters. I shouldn't call them that. Leviathan, Satan, Belphegor, Mammon, Beelzebub, Asmodeus. I'm just saying names now. I'll just stop. Now I don't think we're getting anything interesting. I'm calling it now. All of the goats. All of the goats. All of the goats. End of the Golden Witch. What did Battler mean? That is so evil. That is so evil. What did he mean? What could he have meant? Additional new features. Prepare a gift for me. A gift commemoration. Great. Tea parties and such, I assume. I guess maybe I shouldn't assume, but I assume it's gonna be, my guess would be that we just like the question arcs, aka questions arc, that we're getting tea parties and the question mark. What did Battler mean? Okay. Oh, there's so many thoughts in my head now. Okay. So I was like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if Erica was like this person for some reason, somehow? But then I can't sit here. I can't sit here and say that Battler, I think it's a red herring. I think we're intentionally, he decided to speak there when she started confirming about this person. I think it would be way too simple to say that he is that person from the baby from 19 years ago. That seems crazy. That seems, if anything, that seems like I said, the red herring. That just doesn't seem right. So there's got to be something else. Why is he bringing it up? Why is he speaking so mysteriously? Does he know something? What does he know? Those are the questions we have at this moment. You say that as if we're going to get an answer here in the tea party, and I don't believe that for a fucking second. I don't believe that for a second. You've done well to make it this far. If you enjoyed your stay, Golden Witch has granted you an invitation to the tea party. Great. Can't wait. Yeah, we might as well. I mean, we're so early tonight. Let's go right into the tea party.
Erika, Doranor.
Erica, Delanor.
Hai, waga aruji.
Yes, my master?
お呼びですか?
You called?
あなたたちは引き続きこのかけらにとどまり、
I want you two to stay in this fragment
残る第1から第4のゲームすべてを解明しなさい。
and explain everything in the remaining first through fourth games.
もはや魔女幻想を主張する哀れな仮初め魔女は存在しない。
That pitiful transient witch who supports the illusion of the witch no longer exists herself.
むき出しの真実を徹底的に暴いてやりなさい。
Wait. That pitiful transient witch who supports the illusion of the witch no longer exists herself. Expose the Nate. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Uh-huh. Okay. Expose the naked truth thoroughly.
お任せを、我が主。
Giggle. Leave it to me, my master.
このフルドエリカに解けぬ謎はありません。
There is no riddle that I, Fruto Erica, cannot solve.
当然よ。
Of course.
それでこそ私の駒、私の分身だわ。
That's why you're my piece, my double. Veronica wore a massive and horrible smile, which Eric shared. Beatrice's illusion of the witch would disappear, and the results in all the previous games would be painted over. Oh no! It had been crushed in every way possible, and only the naked truth remained. Such a weak truth was no better than fish on the chopping board for Erica.
過去の4つのゲームはすべて
It is possible to explain all the past 4 games with Natsui as the criminal,
夏日の犯行とそのイレギュラーで説明可能です。
or with certain irregularities based off that theme.
もはやベアトリーチェなる魔女の犯行とは二度と語らせません。
I won't let anyone say it's the crime of the witch Beatrice again.
直ちに編纂に入り、極上の物語を献上してご覧に入れます。
I'll start compiling it together at once, and then present a first-rate tale for you, to you. I don't like this. I don't like how we're just this is Beatrice erasure. Beato, my girl. Giggle.
ベアトの魔女伝説は一かけらも残してはダメよ。
You mustn't leave even a single fragment of Beato's legend of the witch behind.
使用人たちの間の噂、不可解な出来事をそうであるかのように語る空気。
The rumors among the servants, the way people talked about unexplained events as though the legend was the cause.
金蔵の幻想と連動した魔女幻想。
The illusion of the witch that worked alongside the illusion of Kinzo.
すべて完全に処分しなさい。
Deal with all then completely.
無論です。
Of course.
直ちに着手いたします。
I'll get to it right away.
現在、家具たちの身柄を拘束。
We now have the furniture in custody.
よりしろの特定を急いでいます。
We're hurrying to identify their vessels. The 7 sisters of Purgatory had already been taken into custody. Those noisy sisters who had served Beato now faced nothing but denial. What sort of illusion were they based upon that allowed them to manifest? Everything would be exposed and denied. Supernatural ability to deny.
すでに調査を開始しております。
Oh, Jesus. Irserne Jungfrau has already begun its investigation.
最新の
Sure, I
調
said
査
that
結果
correct.
では1960年代にニューヨーク近隣で製造された可能性が濃厚です。
According to the most recent results, there is a high probability that they were constructed during the 1960s in the vicinity of New York.
すでに補佐官が現地入りしております。
An aide has already been sent to the location.
1960年代煉獄の七姉妹はメイドイン USA?
The 1960s? The 7 Sisters of Purgatory are made in USA? laugh at that too. Me and Bernie are on the same page here. The USA?
ソロモン王に連なる千年の魔女に仕える家具とか威張っておきながらとんだまがいものじゃない。
Even though they bragged about being furniture connected with King Solomon and serving a 1,000-year-old witch, they're a total sham.
何者なの？
Who was it?
報告によればオカルトマニアの富豪たちに
According to the report,
イミテーションを売りつけて高額詐欺を働く集団があるとか。
there's this group of big-time swindlers who make money by selling fakes to rich fans of the occult.
騙された富豪が同様に曰く月を語って転売するため
Because the deceived millionaires try to resell the fakes as though they were real,
マリア間で偽られ神格化された可能性があるとのことです。
there's a chance that they've been falsely deified by enthusiasts in the field.
裏付けと詳細特定を急がせています。
We are rushing to find confirmation and further details.
その界隈では後宮金蔵はどんなパチモノにも大金を払う乗客だったとか。
So Ishirmiya Kinzo was a sucker who paid big bucks for any fake occult object. Oh, ho, 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 ho.
それが煉獄の七姉妹の正体？
And that's what the Seven Sisters of Purgatory really are?
おかしいわ。
That's hilarious.
ベアとの魔女幻想らしいとんだまがいものだわ。
A total sham, just like Beato's illusion of the witch. Here's the thing, we still have 3 more episodes after this. I'm not counting out my girl Beato at all. She's gonna make a great resurrection at some point. She has 3 episodes to do it. Just like I think how Maria still has a chance of becoming the new Beato at some or the new Beatrice at some point. I'm holding on to it. The theories I'm still holding on to. All of
7つ
those.
の大罪を語る分際でイミテーションの見あり物風情だったわけです。
Though they call themselves the 7 deadly sins, they're actually cheap fake souvenirs.
まあ私も
Well, from the very beginning.
初めて見た時からいかがわしい見あり物屋で売ってる文鎮に過ぎないとは思ってたわけですが。
I figured they were nothing more than paperweights sold at some shady souvenir shop. Comment says Battler Maria shipping? Definitely not. That is not a thing. That is not a... I am not on that train. That is not what I'm claiming. That is not one of my theories. I hope that's not words put in my mouth. Definitely not a... Definitely not. Definitely not on my part.
文鎮。
Giggle, giggle, paperweights. Bernie here trying way too hard to laugh.
その真実はもう七姉妹には突きつけた？
Have you confronted the 7 sisters with that truth yet?
いいえ、まだです。
No, not yet.
あいつらまだ自分たちは1000年以上前に
They still seriously believe they were created by a great sorcerer over 1,000 years ago.
偉大なる魔術師によって生み出されたとか本気で信じてやがります。
I'd like to confront them with perfect evidence and the truth right away,
早く完璧な証拠と真実を突きつけ
and let them know that they're mere paperweights.
自分たちが原価30ドルにも満たない文鎮風情であることを思い知らせてやりたいです。
Worth less than $30 US.
その時どんな顔を見せて絶望するのかしら？
When you do, I wonder what their faces will look like as they lose all hope.
楽しみだわ。
I can't wait.
その際には私を呼びなさい。
Call for me when that happens.
最高の紅茶と梅干しを持って鑑賞に来るわ。
I'll come to watch with some of the best black tea and dried plums. Blech. Beato's illusion of the witch had already been penetrated, and it's been proven that everything was simply the result of human delusions. What kind of delusions created them, and what caused these in the first place? When the answers were proven perfectly and shoved in the face of those concerned, the illusion would vanish and be completely annihilated. This is what they meant by execution.
処刑は見せ物ではありません。
An execution is not a show.
原則非公開です。
As a general rule, it is not made public.
元老院議員であらせられる大ベルンカステル教による
This is an inspection by the Great Lady Bernkastel, member of the Senate,
大法院が職務を適正に執行しているかの視察です。
so she can observe that the Great Court is performing its duties satisfactorily.
異端審問官風情が拒否する気ですか？
Do you, as a mere inquisitor of heresy, wish to deny her this right?
ええ、
Yes.
そうよ。
Yeah, that's right.
ドラノールたちが職務を正規の手順で遂行するかどうか、私は元老院を代表して視察するだけよ。
I'm just observing as a representative of the Senate to make sure you follow the proper procedures when you carry out your work.
ワルギリア、ロノウェ、ガープたちも現在拘束へ向けて準備中です。
We are currently preparing to take Virgilia, Renove, and Gap into custody as well.
シエスタ姉妹子の得体が捜索に当たっています。
The Chiester sisters' Imperial Guards are conducting that investigation.
無論、その後にベアトリーチェに関わった3人についても拘束、処刑します。
Of course, we will then detain and execute those 3 connected to Beatrice.
ドラノール、シエスタ姉妹の正体は？
Eleanor, what is the true nature of the Chiester sisters?
高い確率で犯行に用いた凶器がより代ではないかと推定されます。
We believe there is a high likelihood that their vessels are weapons used in the crimes.
ガートルード上級補佐官が専従チームを結成。
For this purpose, Senior Aide Gertrude has formed a special team.
全件を調査中です。
We are currently investigating all cases.
シエスタ姉妹の処刑も楽しみです。
I'm looking forward to the Chiester sisters' execution too.
一人ずつ
One at a time?
まとめて一度に
Or all of them at once?
茶葉の缶を中身全部ポットに入れるバカはいないわ。
No one's stupid enough to put an entire can of tea leaves in a pot at once.
一さじずつゆっくり味わわなくちゃ。
You've got to enjoy it slowly, one spoonful at a time.
まったくです。
Ha ha ha, exactly.
処刑は連日行いましょう。
Let's have their executions on consecutive days.
家具たちに、魔女たちに
For the furniture and the witches, one by one.
一人ずつ連日の処刑ショーを必ずやお届けします。
I'll send you an execution show every day.
素敵じゃない。
Wonderful.
何しろずいぶんの人数がいるからね。
After all, there really are a lot of them.
2週間くらいはたっぷり楽しめそうじゃない？
Looks like we'll be able to enjoy ourselves for a full 2 weeks.
誰から処刑するか、その順序を彼らに決めさせるとか。
Maybe we can let them decide which ones to execute first.
処刑概念についても最高の提案をするように。
Make sure to think up something great for the execution concept.
古今東西のあらゆる処刑を毎日楽しみたいわ。
I'd like to enjoy executions both old and new, from east and west, every day. I know this is kind of really
大
fucked
法
up.
院規定の方法でと規則があります。
The rules state that the method of execution is to follow great court regulations.
お任せを、我が主。
Wow, Delanor really wants to just stick to the book. Is she gonna defect from these people? Is she gonna be like, alright, you guys, fuck you guys. Leave it to me, my master.
必ずや魅力的な処刑ショーを準備いたします。
I will most certainly prepare you a fascinating execution show.
最低でも四つ咲き系くらいにはなさいよ。
Oh, and you'd better quarter at least one of them.
無論です。
Of course.
ヨーロッパ各国からアジア各国まで。
I shall make a list of the best forms of execution from all countries, from Europe to Asia.
東西のあらゆる王国が採用した国王への反逆罪にのみ適用される各国最高の処刑を列挙してご覧に入れます。
Which are used by kingdoms east and west for crimes no less than treason against the king.
私からも処刑方法を提案したいわ。
I'd like to think up some execution methods myself.
それに悩むことは寝苦しい夜の最高の清涼剤だから。
Pondering that will be the perfect way to relax on those sleepless nights.
アイデアを練って今度手紙で送るわ。
I'll iron out my ideas and send you a letter soon.
かしこまりました、我が主。
Certainly, my master.
ではベルンカステル式はその最後のフィナーレに。
Then, we'll have the Bernkastel style one as the grand finale.
すべての幻想を打ち破り、ベアとの魔法体系を完全に打破した最後の最後にて。
And at the very, very end, when all the illusions are broken and Beato's magical compendium has been completely crushed,
ベアトリーチェの処刑にて我が主の望まれる最高の処刑を。
I shall present my master with the finest of executions that she desires, the execution of Beatrice.
ありがとう、エリカ。
Thank you, Erica.
あなたのおかげで私は病の辛さを当分の間忘れることができそうだわ。
Thanks to you, it seems I'll be able to forget the pain of my illness for a little while. Illness. Giggle, giggle, heh, 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 ha, 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 ha.
あなたは最高だわ。
You're just perfect.
私の駒、私の分身。
My piece, my double. God, she loves herself too much.
そして私の可愛い娘。
Okay, and my adorable daughter. Okay.
もったいないお言葉です、我が主。
Your words are too good for me, my master. The fuck?
エリカ、あなたに栄誉と褒美を与えるわ。
Erica, I'll give you an honor and a reward.
ベアトの最大の象徴であるあの大広間の肖像が。
And that reward is the greatest symbol of Beatrice, the portrait from the reception hall.
あれを外して叩き割り、その薪にてケーキを焼いて食べなさい。
Take that off, smash it to make firewood, bake a cake with that, and eat it.
そして残った額縁にあなたの肖像画を掲げることを許すわ。
Then I'll allow you to put your portrait up in the remaining frame. No. No! Oh, immediate downgrade.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much.
最高の栄誉です。
It is a great honor.
ベアトリーチェの名前と痕跡のすべての抹殺、抹消。
You will eradicate and erase Beatrice's name and all traces of her.
それがすべて終わるまでの間、あなたにこの閉じられた六軒島の主となることを命じるわ。
Until that is all finished, I'll order that you be made the master of the sealed-off Rokenjima.
奇跡の魔女、ベルンカステルの名において、
By the name of the Witch of Miracles, Bernkastel.
その日まであなたに魔女の位を与えることを宣言するわ。
I proclaim that you will be given the rank of witch until that day.
これよりあなたは真実の魔女エリカを名乗りなさい。
Oh, great. From now on, you will call yourself Erica, the Witch of Truth. The
真実の魔女。
the Witch of Truth?
ありがとうございます、我が主。
Thank you very much, my master.
この栄誉に恥じぬ一層の働きを誓います。
I vow to work even harder so that this honor will not be wasted. Burnt. Even though she was nothing more than a piece, she was being granted the honor of calling herself a witch like her master, if only for a brief stretch of time. This is like the fucking meme. It's like, but mom, I want Beatrice. And it's like, we got Beatrice at home. The Beatrice at home is Erica, the Witch of Truth. Bwah, bwah. Bwah, bwah. I feel like that's dangerous territory. I don't know. I have no idea. I kind of got the sense from comments that, like, Erica is well liked as, like, a character. Which she's pretty good. She's pretty good as a character. But to me, she's not Beatrice. Get her out of that picture frame. Get her out of there. Erica was so moved that her actions had been acknowledged in this greatest form that she trembled.
ドラノールは引き続きエリカを補佐し、
Delanor continued to aid Erica
その進捗を私に報告しなさい。
and report on her progress to me,
良いです。
as you wish.
ところで、ラムダはどこ？
By the way, where's Lambda?
あちらにおられます。
She is over there. From the guest seating on the second floor, she pointed downwards. Lambda Delta could be seen beneath Battler, who hung there, dead and pierced by the red longsword. Battler.
後ろ宮バトラか。
Ishiromiya Battler.
面白い男だったわ。
You were an interesting guy.
そしてもっと面白くなれたかもしれないのに。残念ね。
And you might have become even more interesting. But too bad.
見事な死に様じゃない。
What a wonderful way to die.
エリカ、
Erica,
このバトラの亡骸は屋敷の大広間に飾るといいわ。
you can hang Battler's corpse in the mansion's reception hall.
次に私がこのかけらに訪れるときは、私をその前で迎えなさい。
The next time I come to visit this fragment, welcome me in front of it.
かしこまりました。我が主。
Certainly, my master.
愚かなる男の姿を永遠に主の勝利の記念碑といたします。
I'll make that foolish man an eternal monument to my master's victory.
それは素敵ね。洒落てるわ。
Ha ha ha. That sounds wonderful. Really tasteful.
漆喰で塗り固めて美しい純白の石像にするといい。
Maybe you can coat him with plaster and make a beautiful white statue.
可愛らしくデコなんかもしてくれちゃったら最高ね。
And it'd be wonderful if you decorated him all cute.
はい、ラムダデルタ卿。
Yes, Lady Lambda Delta.
ご期待に添えるよう努力します。
I will strive to answer to your expectations.
おめでとう、魔女就任。
Congratulations on becoming a witch.
一時的なものであれ。私はあなたを友人として迎えるわ。
Though it'll just be for a while, I'll welcome you as a friend. Erica was so overcome with emotion that tears came to her eyes. Because for a piece, no greater pleasure exists than having your work acknowledged by your master.
最後にはベアとも剥製にしてやりたいわ。
In the end, I'd like to have Beato stuffed too.
そして大広間に高々と飾ってやるの。
Then I'll decorate the reception hall with her.
白樺ご飯？
Galaxy Empress?
人間狩りの伯爵よ。
The one that isn't knight on the...
私、
You know,
魔女じゃなかった頃にあれを読んで、
I read that back when I wasn't a witch.
永遠の命を得た人間ってどうしてここまで残忍になれるんだろうって。
I always thought it strange that humans who obtained eternal life could become so cruel.
不思議に思ったことがあるわ。
At the time,
あの時の私は正直共感できなかった。
I honestly couldn't relate.
魔女になって1000年を生きてよくわかるわ。
After becoming a witch and living 1,000 years, I fully understand it.
あれの筆者は本当の意味で私たちの残酷さをよく理解していたのよ。
That writer can understand our cruelty really well, in the truest sense.
次はどこへ行く？
Where will you go next?
どうせ旅立ちはお互い背中を向けてでしょ？
I'll bet we say farewell with our backs turned, right?
あなたに退屈をしたくないからよ。
That's because I don't want to let you get bored.
ありがとう、ベルン。
Thanks, Bern.
でも私はきっと100を数えたらまたあなたを探し始めるわよ。
But you can be sure I'll count to 100 and then start searching for you again.
退屈させない子ね。
You really don't let a person get bored.
だから好きよ。 愛してるわ。
That's why I like you. Love you.
またどこかで会いましょう。
Let's meet again somewhere.
もっとも100年先か1000年先か未来永劫再会しないかもわからないけれど。
However, we may not be reunited for another 100 or 1,000 years, if ever.
大丈夫よ。
That's okay.
愛し合う二人にかけらの海は狭いわ。
The sea of fragments is tiny to a pair who love each other. Oh, get a room. The third man?
天井桟敷だってば。
No, children of paradise, of course.
あの星空のように輝く無数のかけらを
If you could escape the poison of just a single evening's worth of boredom,
一つ砕くたびに一晩は退屈の毒から解放されると分かったら
each time you smashed one of those countless fragments that glitter like a starry night,
お前だって星の数を数えてみたくなる。
even you would want to count the stars in the sky.
うまいうまい。
Oh, not bad. Giggle, giggle. The Voyager witches travel across the countless glittering futures of possibility and gobble them up, trying to escape their illness called boredom for as long as they can. The tiny, tiny fragment created by the human known as Beatrice had now been gobbled up by the two witches and had lost its glitter. The two who had earlier called themselves rivals in front of Beato now stopped that charade and laughed together playfully.
エリカ、
Erica,
新しきこのかけらの支配者、
new ruler of this fragment,
あなたが真実を紡ぎこの世界の終焉までの物語を描きなさい。
weave the truth and create the tale that leads up to this world's demise.
次は第6のゲームだっけ？
The next was the 6th game, right?
はい、第6のゲームです。
Yes, it's the 6th game.
エピソード6はなんてタイトルにするかあなたが決めなさい。
Decide the title for episode 6 yourself.
もはやこの物語の紡ぎ手でありマスターであるのはあなたなのだから。
After all, you're already the spinner of this tale, as well as the master.
ありがとうございます。
Does that mean truly an Erica, like, game master for episode 6? Okay. Thank you very much.
実はもう決めてあります。
Actually, I've already decided on one.
あら、もうなの？
Oh, already? Doesn't that sound amazing? It actually probably does sound kind of cool. Erica is a great character. Definitely falls into that archetype of like characters you love to hate, possibly. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people would love to love her, but on the opposite side of that coin, I'm sure she feels like she's written very well, and to the point where she's the type of character you love to hate, and so you want to see if episode 6 is like, I don't know, does Battler get another chance to like go against her as the game master, and then we get like Battler v her. Could be good. Could be actually pretty good. Oh, already?
なら聞かせてちょうだい。
Then let me hear it.
なんてタイトルなの？
What kind of title is it?
はい、
Yes.
エピソード6。
Episode 6.
本当はじらしたいんですが、お教えします。
Oh, she's such a tease. I'd really like to leave you hanging for a bit, but I'll tell you. Giggle.
何よ、もったいぶらずに教えなさいよ。
Come on, stop being a smartass and tell us.
新米魔女のくせに先輩じらすとかってありえないわ。
Come on, stop. Oh, I read that. A newbie witch like you shouldn't be teasing your seniors.
エピソード6、チェックメイト・オブ・ザ・ゴールデン・ウィッチ。
Ah, you said that excellently, Erica. Episode 6, Checkmate of the Golden Witch. How clever. She really thought she was cooking there. She really thought she had, yeah, no, that's all I'm saying. It's terrible. She really thought she had a fucking 5-star, recipe on the way. Let's, you know, Erica may be smart and all that. Maybe, you know, a dominant personality. Creativity, though, not very well. Not very good. Back to the drawing board on that one. Maybe she has some time to change it between this image, this slide, and the start of episode 6. Take it, take it back. Take it back. Take it back, Erica. Put it back in the put it back in the oven. It needs a bit more time. All right, the question marks. They're here. They're here. I mean, we got to keep going, right? We can't not keep going. I do need water, though. I didn't get water or anything. Actually, I need water and a restroom break real quick. Okay, so here's the thing. We're going to go for a little bit longer. I can't go super late tonight, though, because I'm tired as shit. Officially tired as shit. But I want to go for a little bit longer. Also, the idea of starting episode 6 on Saturday sounds very appealing to me. So we're going to start in on this question mark thing. And if I don't know, maybe it's super short. Maybe it's just as short as this Tea Party thing was. But if it goes a long time, then don't hate me. We're gonna cut off. We'll cut off at some point. We'll find a stopping point if we need to, if we must. Maybe we won't have to. And I'm thinking Friday night we do, if again, assuming if we come in here and we don't finish whatever's left of this question mark thing here tonight, then Friday night, first thing we'll do Friday night is finish up the question mark section here. The Tea Party of those who are not human. And then that means then Saturday, the day before October, I think that is, right? Let me look at the calendar. Yup. The day before October, we officially go in possibly on episode 6 and do that. So I'm gonna throw up a BRB real quick. I'm gonna get water. And around how much are you thinking on going? Oh, it's a vibes thing. You mean tonight? It's a vibes thing. Maybe I'll have a better answer once I get some water. How long have I been going? A little under an hour and a half. I don't know. Maybe another hour or so. I'll see. We'll see. I'll be right back though. Shortly. Okay. With with that plan that I had said, right? If I'm willing to admit, I'm willing to accept two things possibly happening by doing this. If again we don't finish this question mark thing here tonight. If we decide to move the rest of it to Friday night, two truths might happen. I'm totally fine with not stopping at the most cleanest of points. I'm just willing to accept that that's a possibility that happens. And B, I'm willing to accept that there's a possibility, however much we hang off, if any does get hung off to do on Friday, like if it's like a 20 minutes, if something drastic, like 20 minutes or something, just so that I don't spoil technically how long this section is or something. Like if it's like, well, I'm gonna end here, and it's like, ooh, he only had 20 more minutes to go. That's fine. We'll have a 20-minute part. It'll be okay. We'll survive. Like I said, I like the idea of starting episode 6 on Friday, or Saturday, I mean. So we'll see. Refrain from mentioning breaking points. Yeah, that's fine. I'm totally fine with just, like I said, vibes-based feeling of, just where we'll end tonight, you know? Who knows? Maybe it's like a 2-hour section here, and I go for 2 hours and we do it. I don't know. Who can say? Maybe it's a very gripping postscript here. Who knows what could be revealed? I assume this has got to set us up for whatever episode 6 is. You would think. In the cathedral, devoid of people. Oh, I already clicked it. A figure could be seen. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. A figure could be seen still staring up at the heavens, its chest pierced with a long red sword that pinned it in place to the ground. That figure was Battler. Ironically, looked like what he'd done to Beato with blue wedges in the 4th game. Battler had died quite some time ago. No, in this place the concept of death means nothing except that one has stopped thinking. Therefore, in a sense, Battler was not dead. After being defeated in a fight over the truth and surrendering, he no longer had the strength to think of a way to resist. That's what made him dead. Delnor's massive longsword, which had been left in a place of a tombstone, fastened Battler to the spot even after his death. Nice footsteps. That's eerie. Oh, it's really weird. Oh, I didn't like that. I could hear the footsteps going from my right ear to left ear, and then over to my right ear. It's like they were pacing around room. Eerie. This is all being lit by faint light seeping out an incredibly high skylight. Quiet footsteps rang out across the still cathedral. Beato! From the darkness beyond a pillar, a woman slowly stepped forward. It was Beatrice. Just like they had been the whole time in the Golden Land, her eyes had no light in them, and were still muddied over with gray. This person was once unable to even drink black tea to her satisfaction by her own will. But though it was slow, and though there was no life in her eyes, she was, surprisingly, walking. Then, with slow, deliberate steps, she reached Battler, who was still dead, pierced through. Then, she slowly touched Battler. She tugged on his sleeve. What are you doing? What are you doing, Beatrice? However, Battler showed no reaction. When she realized that he wasn't asleep, wasn't sleep? Wait, when she realized that it wasn't sleep. Okay, that makes sense. I thought it said that he wasn't asleep. But Death, the witch with the hopeless gaze, let her head hang even lower. Then, she quietly whispered.
嘘
Oh, she's finally speaking.
つき
You. Liar. Damn, being called a liar in death. You're fucking pinned with a big long red sword. Switch those words around. Red long sword. And you just get called a liar. How rude. Bieto softly touched Battler. Then she pressed her forehead against Battler's chest. There was no longer any heartbeat. It wasn't just because he had surrendered. It was because the witches had chased him from the game board. So from now on, Battler would never return. So from now on, the Golden Witch Beatrice would have no reason to exist.
ありがと
Thank you,
う嘘つき
liar.
さよなら
Goodbye.
そして
And
ごめんね
sorry. Oh, my heart. No. Then, the Golden Witch completed her task and scattered as a spray of gold. And it just ends there. Talking about how we might have to go on Friday, and it just ends. In the Golden Land, the gray rain gently continued to fall. There is a faint aroma of good black tea. Beato stared blankly at its surface. There is Virgilia continuing her knitting, along with me and Deleanor talking to each other. This is a recollection. We over the past like hour and a half, I've had to read and like stumble through like so many ellipses. It's ridiculous. It makes me feel weird. It makes me read it weird because obviously I'm pausing for it to do its thing. So I'm constantly like, bird it, bird it, bird it, bird it. It's like just like start and stop so weirdly. A recollection from Battler's memory, which Deleanor's sword must have given him as it pierced him. A recollection of that time Deleanor had come to visit the tea party in the Golden Land. It's the same with me. The next time we cross swords, I won't hold back.
上等だ
Bring it on.
相手してやるぜ
I'll be your opponent.
全力で来い
Come in with all you got.
約束します
I promise.
全力です
With everything I've got. Deleanor, huh? I thought she was an emotionless killer doll without a heart. But maybe she actually is pretty approachable. Though, of course, neither of us will show any mercy when fighting over the game board. For a while, we gazed at the rain-drenched rose garden as we quietly enjoyed our tea.
しかし恐ろしいもんだな
Still, it really is terrifying,
お前の戦い方は
the way you fight.
ノックス実会だったっけか
Nox's 10 Commandments, or the Decalogue, wasn't it? I assume it's gonna give us all 10, right? Oh. Oh, what is all this? All right, let's start from the top. Let's just okay. This thing. One of the repentance enforcement agencies supervised by the Great Court of Heaven in area jurisdiction is its area of jurisdiction is the 7th District. It's made up of 7 Inquisitors of Heresy with the first-class Archbishop Delnor at their head and several assistant Inquisitors. His body is tasked with performing heresy interrogations, carrying out executions, and sometimes bestowing redemption. However, in almost all cases, the Great Court of Heaven considers sending them only after the completion of a heresy interrogation and a tentative guilty verdict, so they are, practically speaking, no different than an execution squad. Their spectacular achievements are great in number, and they're extremely well known even among the other agencies. Other famous enforcement agencies include the SSVD of the 8th District. It is rumored that this group's leader, Wizard Hunting Right, also known as the 20 Wedges, is even more powerful than Delnor. The leader, Wizard Hunting Right? I don't know who that is. The Red Key. A weapon for emergencies used by official Inquisitors of Heresy belonged to Erzern Jungfrau, Delnor's primary weapon. Unlike a normal weapon, whose purpose is to cause physical damage, a special tool it is known as a conceptual weapon. It's used to deny the existence of concepts. Oh boy. Wait, did I... Okay. Regardless of whether the target is physical, mental, or conceptual, it is impossible to use any defensive concepts, such as physical barriers, mental quarantine, or conceptual inheritance to defend against this weapon. Because the concepts themselves are denied, even the concept of resisting an attack does not exist, and it is impossible for the target to endure regardless of their stamina. Furthermore, all supernatural methods of buying time, such as teleportation, time reversal, revivals, and inheritance, are impossible. Because the knowledge of concepts conform to verdict procedures dictated by the Great Court, all future concepts that disobey them will be denied automatically. In addition, when the Red Key operates within a complete barrier, all concepts of evasion cannot be successful. Defense is impossible, evasion is impossible, buying time is impossible. This nice conceptual weapon is the embodiment of these 3 impossibilities. Blue Key. Primary weapon used by official Inquisitors heresy belonging to... Like the Red Key, is a conceptual weapon, but instead of denying the existence of concepts, it's used to create self-doubt and force others to deny themselves. For this reason, it is called the Blue Key of Reflection, in contrast with the Red Key of Judgment. Unlike the Red Key, it is possible to evade and defend against it. However, while the Red Key has severe restrictions regarding how it can be used, Blue Key can be wielded with great ease and manipulated at will in all situations. Furthermore, because the shapes of conceptual weapons are themselves purely conceptual, their outward appearance differs depending on the Inquisitor using them. In Delnor's case, it appears a longsword and a short sword, but some use them in the form of spears or guns, while others make them take shape of phenomena such as magic or miracles. A miracle? A miracle-shaped weapon. The red and blue charms used by Gertrude and Cornelia are yet another shape taken by these keys. And I don't think we have to spend too much time on the Decalogue here, seeing as we've now had these hammered into our heads constantly in the past couple streams here. But Nox 5th not included. The debate over the interpretation of these laws continues to this very day and has become the source of countless unfair controversies. While fundamentalists call any infringement upon these commandments heresy, revisionists point out that many canonized geniuses have violated these rules. Yeah, I was literally about to say that. I was pretty sure I was remembering. I was like, oh, isn't the 5th one the weird one that was brought up a while ago? I brought this up before, but I think we talked about the Nox's commandments in while we were playing Disco Elysium. I think that's when this was all first brought up. And I think that was when we first, and it's funny now that it's got brought back up here in Umineko within a few months of each other. But there was that 5th one where I was like, oh, that one's kind of weird. Not weird, well, whatever. But it's just interesting that they then go, not included. We don't even have to talk about it. Don't even worry. Don't worry your pretty little head. So let's continue.
ミステリーのお約束ってやつだろ。
Those classic rules of the mystery genre, right?
はい、
Yes.
我が父が考案した戒律です。
They are commandments conceived by my father.
隠し扉は存在してはならない。
Hidden doors must not exist.
ノックス第3条だっけか。
That's Nox's third, right?
だから探偵は隠し扉を探す必要さえないわけだ。
That means there's no need for detectives to even look for hidden doors.
なかなかの暴論だな。
Sounds pretty ridiculous. Berg still said it herself. She said that because they were forbidden by Nox's third, even searching for hidden doors was a waste of time. I'd like to counter that by saying it probably isn't so uncommon for a rich family's mansion to have a hidden door or two built into it. But apparently, a sort of rule works perfectly well in the mystery genre. By the way, there exist many wonderful mysteries in which hidden doors appear, and where hidden doors are the theme. Of course, this is limited to novels which have the premise that hidden doors exist. If that premise doesn't exist, hidden doors must not exist. So because that premise doesn't exist, there's no need to search for hidden doors. I think that's probably the essence of a ridiculous argument. It's like the detective trying to expose the truth, and the illusion trying to confuse it with a mixture of truth and lies, are getting blended together, leading to a bizarre form of argument similar to a devil's proof. Making a closed room murder seems to be accomplished by a witch with magic is fantasy. Making a closed room murder seemed to be accomplished by a witch with magic is yeah, okay. Exposing that it was a human's crime done with tricks is anti-fantasy. Examining all possibilities to expose the nature of those tricks is mystery. But is it also mystery to claim that possibilities with no hints supporting them are unworthy of investigation? Let's say a hidden door is hidden in a way that there would be no clues. Would claiming that a hidden door therefore exists, even though a detective couldn't find it, be anti-mystery? That's enough of that. This argument is too far of a digression from the riddles I'm actually supposed to be solving. My fight is very simple. I'm only fighting to explain how it was possible for a human to carry out these crimes that were supposedly carried out by a witch. This whole discussion about mystery and anti doesn't serve any purpose. That's why I didn't have any particular interest regarding these rules known as the Nox Decalogue.
ノクスはお嫌いですか？
Do you dislike Nox?
苦手だな。
It doesn't work for me.
隠し扉の存在を調べもせずに全否定可能なんてなんだかおかしいぜ。
There's something strange about making it possible to deny the existence of all hidden doors without investigating.
悪魔の証明並みにうさんくせえな。
It's about as dubious as a devil's proof.
ファンタジーの対極のはずなのになぜか同じ論法になっちまってる気がするぜ。
Even though it's supposed to be the exact opposite of fantasy, it somehow feels like it's the same kind of argument.
言い過ぎた。
Ah, I shouldn't have said that.
お前の親父が作ったんだもんな。
Your dad was the one who made them after all. God, whoever invented the Nox's commandment things are so stupid. God, they're so dumb. Oh, shit, sorry.
お気になさらずに。
Do not worry.
戯れに過ぎないとおっしゃる方もいらっしゃいますので。
After all, there are some who say it is nothing more than a silly game.
バトラ君には実会はかなり傲慢なものに感じられるのでしょう。
The Decalogue feels like something very arrogant to you, right, Badlerkin?
正直なところを言えばな。
To be honest, yeah.
隠し扉は存在してはいけないから調べる必要さえないなんて。
If an actual
そんな探偵がいたら。
If an actual detective said he didn't need to look for hidden doors because they must not exist,
頭のネジが落ちてないかどうか一緒に床を探してやるところだぜ。
everyone would start looking around on the floor to see if some of his screws had come loose.
ではバトラー、
In that case, Battler,
その第3条をなかったことにしましょう。
let us say that the third commandment didn't exist.
そうなったら密室ミステリーはどうなるでしょうか？
In that case, what would happen to closed room mysteries? What if Nox's third, hidden doors are forbidden, didn't exist?
つまり 密室トリックの後に隠し扉が OK になるってことか。
In other words, hidden doors would always work just fine as a standard trick for closed rooms.
手がかりや伏線のある隠し扉ではありません。
This does not refer to hidden doors with hints or foreshadowing.
隠しなのですから無論探偵にも発見できない隠し扉です。
It refers only to doors that even the detectives cannot find because, of course, they're hidden.
バトラ君はよく悪魔の証明により発見できない X の存在を仮定して戦いますね。
Battlecloon, you often fight by using a devil's proof, assuming the existence of an undiscoverable element X.
つまりはそういうことですよ。
That's what this is about.
最悪だな。
That'd be horrible.
密室ミステリーが読み物として破綻しちまう。
Closed room mystery genre wouldn't be worth reading at all. And if it were no longer worth anyone's time, it would cease to exist. No one would want to try solving the riddle from the beginning, nor if they knew the answer might just be an unforeseeable hidden door.
せめて隠し扉はありませんと保証してもらってからじゃないと。
Unless you have some guarantee that no hidden doors exist,
推理する気も起きない。
you don't really feel like trying to reason it out.
なるほど。
I see.
ノックス第3条は必要だな。
So Noxus III is necessary.
それがなけりゃ密室ミステリーは読み物にもなりゃしねえ。
Without that, wouldn't be worth reading closed room mysteries.
推理する気も起きないとはつまりどういうことですか？
And if you didn't feel like trying to reason it out, what would that lead to?
つまり読む気もしねえってことだな。
It means you wouldn't even want to read it.
そういうことです。
That's it.
人間は推理可能だという保証を得なければ思考さえできないか弱い生き物なのです。
Humans are weak creatures who can't even think unless they have proof that reasoning is possible.
推理可能
That reasoning is possible.
すなわち頑張れば解けますよという励ましが必要なのです。
In other words, they need encouragement to help them know they can solve it if they work hard enough. That might be true. It's the same with exercising. If you're told to run around the campus 10 times, you can tough it out. However, if you don't know how many times you're supposed to run around it, you probably get tired out before you made it around 3 times. Same thing goes for thinking and reasoning. Humans view a problem differently depending on whether or not it's guaranteed to be solvable.
推理小説で探偵が犯人が分かったと宣言するシーンがあるでしょ。
In detective novels, there's always a scene where the detective announces that he's discovered who the culprit is.
あれはつまりそこまでの文章で手がかりは全て記したから。
That's a sign saying the hints have all been given in the previous parts of the story.
読者諸君どうぞ推理をしてくださいという合図なのですよ。
So, dear readers, please try to reason it out. I'm very glad that Umineko here is willing to in the context of its own story just sit the reader down and say, hey, let us teach you the reasoning for how things are done in mystery novels. I love how they're just like, hey, we're gonna learn you the thought process of why the mystery genre is how it is.
へえ。
I
単なるお約束のセリフかと思ってたが、そんな意味があったんだな。
always thought it was just a classic line, but I guess it does always have that effect.
意地悪に言うと
Let me see this. Something I read some time ago. I know Virtue's Last Reward of the Zero Escape series. Yes, I do. I do know of that game. I love Virtue's Last Reward. To put it harshly,
探偵がそう宣言しない限り
until the detective says that,
どんなにミステリーを愛する推理自慢の読者であっても推理をする気力は生じないということです。
readers won't feel like trying to solve it no matter how much they love solving mysteries.
過去のゲームにおけるあなたもそうではありませんでしたか？
Weren't you like that for your, weren't you like that yourself in the previous games? Let me see. Spoilers reveal our spoilers for spoilers, 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 spoilers. I believe that. Are you saying that like you had read that it does that obviously like intentionally? Because that would sort of make sense. Also, that's kind of a cool concept then. And here we are, saying that we loved Virtue's Last Reward. So, like... So it all just comes down to expectation, right? Expectation. If your game, if your story is built on mystery and things that can be solved, I think it just comes down to expectation. So then, we would be like the battler here and be like, Nox's commandment things, take them or leave them. We're the new school, and then you have the couple of old heads here being like, yeah, but if you don't have these rules to establish, then lazy humans won't want to try to solve things, and they'll be like, what's the point? Different philosophies and all that. Ishiromiya Battler says dots. Now that I hear it, maybe that really was the case. Maybe my fight against Beato really began in the second game. At first, I didn't seriously try to tackle the closed room riddles Beato threw at me. After all, I knew nothing except that people had died in a closed room, and the windows and doors were all locked. Excuse me, from the inside. I mean, seriously, talk about having no hints to go on. So, I refused to argue on the grounds that I couldn't fight, because the lack of clues made reasoning impossible. After that, didn't Beato sneer at me, asking whether I'd repeat that over and over forever in an endless repetition of moves? At that time, Beato said this. It was a massive flashback. Of course not. I'll give you the thing people like you always demand. The reason you always stop thinking and then moan about it is lack of information. If you are then giving information, you start doubting whether the information is true or not by denying the basis. Isn't that convenient? What clever little words to hide your own incompetence. Then, she said she'd give me certain information that couldn't be denied, and created the rule called the Red Truth. Once you reached that point, the curtain finally rose on my battle with Beato. So, that's when I finally had a guarantee that I couldn't solve this tale if I tried. And I stepped up to the stage with her for the first time. Question mark. Question mark. Beatrice. She's a strange person. Let's put it lightly. Though riddles are the only holes witches can live within, she began to give you the Red Truth, a method by which those riddles could be solved. You could say the Red Truth is a hint Beato gives me, so that I can compete in this war of reasoning, like candy. Because I've been given hints, it's like she's saying, try and solve it, for it can be solved. Enigma. Enigma. That's guaranteed to be solvable. Can't be called a true enigma. Isn't that almost as though Beato herself is admitting that she isn't really a witch? My. That does seem logical. She truly is a strange child. Beato gave no answer. With gray eyes, she did nothing but blankly gaze at the steam rising from her black tea.
我が父は思考する力に杖を与えるために実戒を生み出したのです。
My father created the Decalogue to act as a crutch for the power of thinking.
決して物事を傲慢に決めつけるためではありません。
It most certainly wasn't made as a way to arrogantly decide things.
思考する力に杖。
A crutch for the power of thinking.
そうです。
That's right.
ノックス第8条、提示されない手がかりでの解決を禁ず。
By Knox's eighth, it is forbidden for the case to be resolved with clues that are not presented.
これは手がかりなしに当て推量で推理をしてはいけないという意味だけではありません。
This does not only mean that one is forced to avoid making theories that are not supported by clues.
逆に言えば
If you turn it around,
出題者は解決のための手がかりを必ず提示しなければならないということです。
it means that the one proposing the riddles is forced to display clues that lead to the solution.
つまり
So, in other words,
実戒に従うなら
if you follow the Decalogue,
全ての謎には必ずヒントがあり、
all riddles must have hints.
よって必ず解決は可能だと保証されていることになるわけか。
And therefore, it's guaranteed that finding the solution is possible. I see. So this is what they mean by a crutch for the power of thinking. If you can believe that it's solvable, you start wanting to have a go at these riddles. If you're capable of believing that hints do exist, you get fired up about rereading the story to search for them.
確かに推理しようとする人間にとって勇気を与える力はあるかもしれないな。
I can't help but think this is like one of those moments where it's like definitely like the writing and the writers here is basically trying to be like speaking directly to the reader in a sense. I'll admit that it might have the power to give courage to those trying to solve it.
ノックス実戒はミステリーの出題者に課す制限と思われがちですが、
You seem to think the Knox Decalogue is a series of restrictions imposed by the one who made the mystery,
読み手にとっても大切なものなのです。
but it is also vital for the readers.
実戒を杖とすることで私たちは
By using the Decalogue as a crutch,
推理する勇気と必ず隠されているに違いない手がかりを求めて
we are given the courage needed to use reasoning,
何度も物語を読み返す気力を授かるのです。
as well as the willpower to reread the tale several times in search of the clues we know must be hidden there.
硬くて開かないジャム瓶の蓋みたいだな。
It's like the lid of a jar of jam that's too tight and won't open,
母さんがよく言ってたぜ。
like Mom always used to say.
開かないと思ってるといくら頑張っても開かないって。
If you think you can't open it, then it really won't open no matter how hard you try.
スポーツにもそういうのあるよな。
Same thing happens in sports.
必ず自分は成し遂げられるという強いイメージがあるのとないのでは。
They say whether or not you have a strong image of yourself and believe you can win no matter what
記録に大きく差が出るというし。
has a large impact on the records. In that case, the Knox Decalogue isn't really a set of arrogant or strict restrictions. You can also see it as a way to encourage readers who are trying to solve the mystery, by telling them to give it their all, since it's definitely solvable.
面白い解釈だ。
That's an interesting way to interpret it.
しかし世の中の推理小説すべてが必ず実戒を守ってるわけでもないと聞いたぜ。
Still, I've heard that not all detective novels around the world follow the Decalogue all the time, right?
そういう作品にぶち当たった時騙されたってことにはならないのかよ。
When you bump into one of those, won't you feel tricked?
実戒もまた解釈の一つに過ぎず、すべてのミステリーに適用できるものではありません。
Even the Decalogue is nothing more than a single interpretation, and it cannot be applied to all mystery stories.
父の原理主義者の方々は実戒を破った作品を異端と呼んで
Though among fundamentalists of my father's work,
激しく糾弾される方もいらっしゃるようですが、
it seems there are those who harshly criticize works that violate the Decalogue and call them heresy. There's no end of arguments like this in the mystery world. Was this or that famous detective novel really a fair mystery? In other words, one that followed Knox's Decalogue? That sort of argument is already an eternal theme of the mystery world. In fact, in mystery discussions, arguments like these sometimes become even more heated than discussion of the actual tricks.
そりゃ糾弾したくもなるだろうな。
Excuse me, I can understand why they'd want to criticize it.
実戒に従い、解けると信じて挑んで。
They try to solve it, believe it's solvable, and follow the Decalogue, but it's actually not made to be solvable like that at all.
実は解けるようにできてませんでしたってオチだったら、さぞや悔しくて仕方ないだろうぜ。
I can understand how that get pretty annoying. That's right. When fighting with the Decalogue, there's just one thing you want guaranteed from the beginning. In other words, you want to guarantee that this detective novel will adhere to the Decalogue. If a work labels itself as an orthodox mystery, then you have nothing to worry about. However, the mystery genre contains many unorthodox subgenres within it. Does that mean trying to use reasoning in an unorthodox detective novel is a complete waste of time?
それはそれで。
Looking at it that way,
傲慢な気もするな。
it really does feel arrogant.
はい。
Yes,
私も父の実戒をそのような傲慢の武器にされるのは非常に悲しいことです。
I also find it extremely sad that my father's Decalogue has been used as such an arrogant weapon.
お前は実戒を武器に、さっきベアトと戦ったわけだが。
Then again, you just fought against Beato using the Decalogue as a weapon.
それはつまり、このベアトのゲームの世界が、ノックス実戒にのっとっているという証なのか。
Can I take that as proof that this game world of Beatos follows the Noxus dialogue? Or dialogue? I knew I was going to do that one of these times. Decalogue. It was a matter of time. When I asked that, there was a strange silence. Virgilia, Delanor, and of course, Beato. All remained silent for a while. Almost as though my question had touched at the core of something.
それは私の口からは言えません。
That is something I cannot answer myself.
どうして？
Why?
これはこの子の作ったゲームです。
This is a game that this child made.
あなたと勝敗を決めるためのゲーム。
A game to decide which of the two of you will win.
この子はそれをミステリーとファンタジーの対決のように呼んでいました。
This child has called it a confrontation between mystery and fantasy.
しかし残念ながら本格推理とは一言も言っていません。
But unfortunately, she never said it was an orthodox mystery.
すなわち実戒にのっとっているという保証はないということです。
That means you have no guarantee that it follows the Decalogue.
し
Just
か
keep
し
saying
同時に
Decalogue.
ミス・ベアトリーチェはあなたとの勝負のゲームだともおっしゃっています。
Now I have no confidence. Now I feel like I'm going to say dialogue every time. But at the same time, Miss Beatrice has said that this game is a contest between you and her.
それはすなわちあなたにも勝利する余地があるということ。
In other words, there's a chance that you could win.
すなわち、
In other words,
推理は可能だって、そう言いたいのか。
you're trying to say that reasoning is possible? I hit the button. I was like,
この子に言わせればおそらく推理は可能となるのでしょう。
if you ask this child, she would probably say that reasoning is possible.
しかしこの子とバトラ君が送り手と受け手の関係であるように二人は異なる存在です。
However, just as she is the challenger and you're the challenged, the two of you are different creatures.
ベアトにとって推理可能なつもりで出題したものが
Something Beato might have proposed, thinking it is solvable.
あなたにとっても推理可能なものなのかは別の問題です。
May or may not be solvable for you as well. For example, let's say we propose a simple riddle that any Japanese person would know. However, the person we're telling this riddle to is a foreigner With a Japanese English dictionary in their hand, it might be almost impossible to solve. In other words, it's possible to have a one-sided solvable problem, which might be easy for the questioner, but extremely difficult for the person trying to solve it. By the way, do you know of the foreign riddle? Why do dragons sleep all day? The answer is to battle the night. Ah, hey, cha cha. That's a pretty good one. It's a riddle from the English realm, so it might be a little tough for a Japanese person.
だからこそ私は
I mean, obviously, yeah, they were going there. That's already translated. So, like, if you're reading this in the native Japanese, then it's like the wordplay wouldn't have made probably sense. Because probably, I'm going to just assume and guess that the Japanese words for night and night might not actually sound similar or anything. For that reason,
この物語がバトラ君に絶対に解けるものだと約束することができません。
I cannot say for certain that this tale is something you'll be able to solve.
しかしこれだけは約束できます。
However, I can promise you one thing.
赤き真実でそれを保証します。
I will guarantee it with the red truth.
なんだ
What?
ベアとはあなたに解いてほしいと願って
Beato wanted you to solve it,
解けるようにこのゲームを
so she made this game?
この物語の謎を生み出しました。
The riddles of this tale, solvable.
それだけは私が赤き真実で保証します。
That alone, I will guarantee with the red truth. It was the one guarantee that all those who try to use reasoning desire.
その答えが我が父の実戒にのっとり導き出せるものかは分かりません。
I don't know if my father's decalogue will apply to that answer or lead you to it.
しかしバトラが悩み苦しみ推理の指針を求めるときにもしも思い出したなら
However, when you run into a tight spot and want a compass for your reasoning,
我が実戒も試してみてください。
please try using my decalogue if you remember.
再び挑む勇気とひょっとすると何か新しい発見を与えてくれるかもしれません。
It might give you renewed courage and might possibly even lead to some new discovery.
ありがとうよ。
Thank you.
心底行き詰まったらお前の戦い方も参考にしてみるぜ。
If I'm truly stuck, I'll think about your fighting style.
いいのかよ。敵に塩を送っちまって。
Are you sure it's okay to help out an enemy like this?
お気になされずに
Pay that no mind.
手土産も持たずに訪れた茶会です。
I came to this tea party without a gift.
茶花の代わりとなったなら幸いです。
I hope you enjoy this in place of a snack.
それに私と再び相まみえたなら
And if you come face to face with me again,
そんな悠長なことを言っている暇はおそらくないでしょうから。
there probably won't be time to speak of such things so casually. Nox's decalogue. And Virgilia's red truth.
ベアとは俺に解いてほしいと願って
Beato wanted me to solve it,
解けるようにこのゲームの謎を生み出した。
so she made the riddles of this game solvable. In other words, Beato wants me to be capable of solving it. Isn't that proof that reasoning is possible? Of course, that's from Beato's point of view, and it doesn't necessarily mean that reasoning is possible for me. Compared to before now, when I didn't even know whether reasoning was possible or not, that one line might give me a great deal of courage. At least it has the power to silence any negative thoughts about this all being useless. It's all
推
useless.
理できると先に相手に証明させなくては推理をしない。
Unless the other party assures you that reasoning is possible, you won't do it.
まるで奥手な若者の恋愛のようですね。
It's almost like love between shy young people.
恋愛
Love?
ええ、
Yes.
自分のことを愛してくれると相手が先に証明しない限り、自分も相手を愛したくない。
Unless you have proof that the other person loves you first, you don't want to love them back,
でしょ。
right? Oh. The rules of love. Both boys and girls want to hear someone else say they love them first. That's their dream. If they're in love, they don't want to be they don't want to love the other person until they're sure this person loves them back. After all, there's nothing as painful as a one-sided love. And the scars of the heart left behind last a long time. Don't I know it? Because they are afraid of that pain, they want proof that the other person loves them first more than anything else.
なるほど。
I see.
推理小説における作家と読者の関係を面白く表現しています。
That's an interesting way to explain the relationship between writer and reader in a detective novel. Yeah. Maybe you could liken detective novels to that. Both the writer and the reader first want the other party to say they'll solve it, or that it can be solved. Until the writer is assured that the reader will certainly have a go at the riddle if they propose it, they don't want to write their story. Same goes for the readers. Until they are assured that they will certainly be able to solve the riddle if they try, they don't want to read the story. Because they don't want to write what they consider a masterpiece and be hurt when no one reads it. Because they don't want to reason about what they consider a masterpiece and be hurt when they realize it was all useless. I do like, it's kind of corny, but I do kind of like this analogy. Two people who may or may not love each other versus a reader and a writer of a mystery novel or a mystery story in general. Sort of corny, but sort of cool. It's all useless.
その理論によると、
By that argument,
まさに奥手な小学生中学生の恋愛だな。
it really isn't a stretch to say it's like love between shy elementary or middle school age kids. You can tell my brain is actually tired when I'm just like stumbling over common words and stuff.
気があるくせに
The true
打ち
sign.
明ける勇気もなく相手の告白を待って
Even though they really do want it, they don't have the courage to reveal their feelings.
もじもじしたまま何の進展もなくひと夏が終わる。
So they wait uncomfortably for the other person to confess. By the time summer ends, nothing's happened.
いやいや他の男とくっついちまうことだってあるぜ。
Heh. More than that, sometimes the girl even ends up going out with an entirely different guy.
俺の初恋もそんな感じだったさ。
That's what my first love was like. Along with those one-sided feelings they can't express, they lament the passage of a summer that will never come again, and the days of their youth end. The writer who wouldn't write until he gained the support of readers goes for all eternity without releasing his maiden work. The reader who waited for the writer's rise to fame goes their whole life without knowing the joy of the mystery genre.
バトラ君、
Battler-kun?
その卵が先か鶏が先かという奥手な恋愛は
When does the chicken or the egg type of shy love
どの段階にまで進んだら相思相愛の関係になるのですか？
reach the level where it can progress into mutual love?
それは積み重ねだろうな。
Well, that's probably when things start to pile up.
まず友達関係から始めてコミュニケーションを増やし
It starts as a relationship between friends. They communicate with each other more and more.
こいつはきっと俺のことが好きで俺もこいつのことが好きだと
And when the two both reach the level where they're sure,
疑えなくなった段階を二人が共有できたところでその
that I like this person, they surely like me.
まあ多分自然と恋人関係に進めるんじゃないかと
Well, then they probably just naturally become a pair of lovers.
唐突な告白で始まった関係は割と別れることも多いが
My impression up until now was that that relationship starting with a sudden confession of love tend to break up more often.
実は互いに告白したことがなく気づいたらずっと一緒にいたって連中の方が案外付き合いは長いってのが 俺の今日までの印象だ。
Whereas pairs who never actually confess to each other but realize that they've always been together usually stay together for a surprisingly long time.
つまり
In other words,
互いが相手を信じる信頼関係が生まれたら
this happens once the two of them believe in each other and a relationship of trust is born.
ということですね。
Is what you're saying?
かもな。
Maybe.
意外だぜ。
It's a bit odd.
ミステリーってのは作家と読者のバトルだと思ってたんだが、実はそうじゃないのか。
I've always thought the mystery genre was a battle between the writer and the reader, but maybe that's not quite right.
ええ、
Yes.
互いが信頼し合った上でしか成立しない
It's something that cannot go on without a relation built on mutual trust.
愛ある関係なのですよ。
A relationship with love.
おう。
Dots.
じゃあこいつと俺の関係も
So, you're saying our relationship
殺し合いじゃなくて愛ある関係だっていうのかよ。
isn't one of killing each other, but one with love?
意地悪をし合う小学生同士の関係程度にしか見えませんがね。
Though it doesn't look like anything more than a pair of elementary schoolers bullying each other to me. Virgilia joked at us in a middle-aged woman sort of way. I keep looking at this discussion and thinking how this is so far distant from how Erica seems to think. True. Still, though I'm not expecting friendship or a trusting relationship, I can accept her as a rival. Beato is fighting at full force, trying to make me acknowledge that she's a witch. So I'll respond to that and go all out, trying to deny that witches exist.
ミス・ベアトが正面から全力であなたにぶつかっていると
How can you be sure that
どうしてあなたは言い切れるのですか？
Miss Beato is fighting at full force?
見てりゃわかるだろ。
Can't you tell that by looking?
あなたに全力で正面からぶつかっていると彼女が赤き真実で宣言したわけではありません。
It isn't as though she has proclaimed in red that she's fighting you at full force.
なのにあなたはそれを疑わないわけですか？
And yet, you still have no doubts?
赤き真実以外は何も信じないとおっしゃったあなたがです。
You are the one who said you wouldn't believe anything except the red truth.
バトラ君の言うところのコミュニケーションが増え、互いの関係が疑えなくなった段階
Surely this is that stage Balakun mentioned earlier,
というものに違いないですね。
where communication increases and you learn not to doubt your relationship. Virgilia and Delanor giggled together. One guy, multiple women. And the topic is love. Wait a sec. Isn't this the worst possible formation for getting made fun of? When I tried to bring back a proper mood for a tea party in the rainy Golden Land by clumsily searching for a more noble subject, Virgilia saw right through me and laughed. Even amidst this, Beato kept looking downwards with those gray eyes, staring into her black tea. Yeah, that's right. Virgilia and Delanor have given me so many hints, and yet I barely thought about it at all. Oh, is this going to be a stopping point then, probably? A fade to black? Let's go ahead and call it here. So, well, exactly here at 10:30. Bam. Clean 10:30 cut, at least real lifetime. So like I said, here's the plan. We'll come back to Umineko on Friday night. It'll be the first thing we do Friday night. We will go until we finish however much left of this section there is before hitting, obviously, chapter 6. So then, that'll allow us to start episode 6 right on Saturday night at a normal Umineko Saturday time. That's the plans, the goals, the hopes, the dreams. Tomorrow I should be streaming not Umineko. And then Friday, if this chunk of Umineko goes quickly, we can do something else on Friday night as well. But we'll see how long that goes, or how long it goes. So look at that. You're getting 3 Umineko streams in a week. Unheard of. Crazy. Crazy. I gotta save here. I gotta go to oh, we're finally into page 2 saves. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Unfortunately, I couldn't just finish it tonight, but if it wasn't clearly evident, I am I can't understate it. I am so tired. I'm probably going to get up from my desk as soon as I end stream here. And probably pass out in like the next 10 minutes or so. So man, boo, energy low. Thanks so much for watching though. Hope you enjoyed. I hope you've enjoyed episode 5 so far as much as I've had. I'm excited for episode 6. I don't know where the hell it could go. Are we gonna see what episode 6 has? Yeah, who knows? Are we gonna see where episode 6 leads? I mean, I can't even put sentences together. Are we gonna see where episode 6 leads us for Saturday? Who knows? In the next, Friday chunk of the stream or whatever. Who can say? Thanks, I appreciate it. Hope you guys have a nice rest of your night. What's left of it? Like I said, stream tomorrow of something. Umineko finish this Friday night, and then episode 6 Umineko Saturday. Too much Umineko if you ask me. You're getting your fill of Umineko. So, until then, stay safe, stay well. I'll see you in another stream.